Hey all, here at osandvdxreviews.com. You're watching our review of the Sony SRF-M37W. This is a 4-band radio for emergency and for sports enthusiasts. The 37M series is actually one of Sony's certified Walkman radios, which means it has very solid sounding quality and also very good design to it. This is a sweat-resistant radio, which means if you're jogging or out doing athletic programs and you're pressing the buttons, it's not going to accidentally, sweat. It's not going to enter the system and break the thing. So it's pretty rugged in that aspect. The M37V actually costs around $60 to $80 depending on where you look, so it's not the cheapest radio out there, but it has a very good reception quality from AM to FM channels, and it also is a very solid weather radio. So if you're in any emergency conditions and if you're stuck in a storm or something, you're going to be able to hear about up-to-date and up-to-the-minute weather forecasts and conditions on the road. So it's a very good emergency radio just to have, also because it's very rugged, like I talked about. It's sweat resistant and semi-water resistant. Taking a look at the design, we have a small monochrome screen on the front. It's not backlit, which means you can't see it under darker conditions. It tells the time when it's not powered on, and for example, it's 12 o'clock right now, so it's going to display that for me. When the device is powered on, it's not going to display the clock anymore, but instead it's just going to show your channel number and also a battery indicator to show how much battery life I still have left. When I power the device off again, it's going to go back to showing the clock or the time. Below here we have our buttons. You can see that we have 6 channels that we can select to be our favorites, and then we can tab them as our favorites. And in the future, if I want to go to channel 2 again, for example, I can just press on this key and I can automatically go to that channel without having to find it using our toggles here. If I just wanted to listen to random radio music I was just finding or discovering new channels, I can just use these 2 buttons to go up and down to select new channels and low channels accordingly. So it's a pretty interesting feature there. Over here we have a band selection key to swap between AM, FM, and other channels, and it works pretty effortlessly. These buttons are all very easy to press, tactile, and risen above the surface of the product, so you'll be able to hit them very easily. The top of the device houses the volume control, which is just a slider. We also have the hold key for making sure the device doesn't automatically activate anything when it's in our pockets. If I wanted to play a channel that's one of my favorites, I'm going to hold this and then put it into my jeans or pockets so it doesn't automatically hit anything or power off when I'm listening to my music. Also on the back we have a loop for a clip that you can clip onto your pants if you want to do that, or a backpack of your choice. Over here we have our battery compartment. It just takes one AAA battery, which is great. Battery life is extremely long, which is important for our sports and weather radio. It lasts for around 6 months before you have to really worry about recharging this thing. Another interesting aspect, it has a secondary battery that's actually non-user removable, but it means that even when the battery is out for a few minutes, it's still going to retain all my information on here. It's just going to flash and show that I don't have any battery in there. This gives me room to find a new battery and replace it in time, so it still remembers all my preset radios and also the time. So it's a nice feature to have. On the left hand side we have a 3.5mm headphone jack and a hot swap key. So that's pretty much it in terms of hardware. In terms of performance for this radio, we found that going back and forth between channels was extremely quick and fast. We didn't have any issues with speed. As far as reception goes, it's very, very strong. We found that especially with FM radio bands, we didn't really have any issues, even in busy city conditions, with finding any radio channels, and it automatically locks into, channels that have a reception, and it will display that, and then you can tab it as one of your favorites. Again, you can set new presets, but here are just a few that I already preset on here, and they all work pretty decently, as you might expect. Channel 3, Channel 4, and overall it's easy to use. I can also press band to, again, channel through the FM, AM, and sports and emergency weather channels, and it works very well. And in all of the channels, I could easily find a few channels with good quality and good reception here in Washington, Seattle. So overall, a good experience there. In terms of sound quality and performance, I did wish that there was a built-in speaker onto this thing so I could, share out the music, but you can't. You can only use the 3.5mm headphone jack. However, the fact that it doesn't have a speaker means that it has longer battery life, which is always a plus. And overall, if you're just looking for something that's going to be easy to pocket, or something that's going to be nice to jog around with as a sports radio, or if you're looking for something as a backup radio for emergency conditions, I think that the Sony SRF-M37W series will be a good investment opportunity for you. So thanks for watching this review here at osmvtxreviews.com.